Hi, it's Jamie Floyd, and you're listening to the title track of my brand new EP, New Girl.
Once it starts sinking, it won't stop sinking, and it ain't no fun down here with me. Easing out with the old and in with the new girl. Your heart's not something he's worried about. Once he starts hurting, it won't stop hurting. Believe me then, or believe me when he pulls the crazy card. 'Cause that's just how we all are. You'll know you're not that far from a new girl.
Back at it again with the slide guitar.
I like that. That's been a really positive aspect of a lot of songs that we've listened to lately. The
People
slide
are
guitar.
loving the slides.
It is. I mean, you can hear from the track how talented she is. And I just wanted to speak a little bit about Jamie because she is extremely accredited. And I'm going to take a deep breath because this is a lot of information to take in, guys.
Breathe in.
Whew. So, Jamie is a Grammy-nominated songwriter, which is, I mean, amazing as it is. Her new EP, which features this track, New Girl, made its debut at number 6 on the iTunes country music chart, which is awesome. This is really cool. She co-wrote Kesha's current single, Resentment. And I'm sure we all know who Kesha is.
Oh, we do.
And this is one that I know Andy loves. She's currently in the middle of writing all of the original music for the upcoming Broadway musical, The Kingsway. So she's literally writing a Broadway musical.
A Broadway musical. Oh, my dream.
It's how you know you have talent right there.
That's when you know you've made it, yeah.
She has also written songs recorded by country music giants Miranda Lambert, Brian McKnight, Ronnie Dunn of Brooks and Dunn, Ashley Monroe, Hayden Panettiere, Kellie Pickler, and many, many more. That's just a few of them. And her songs have featured on hit TV shows such as Nashville and Finding Carter. And again, I'm sure you've all heard of those, even watched them. I binge-watched Nashville a while ago. She also co-wrote and recorded the entire 12-song official major motion picture soundtrack for Burt Reynolds' last movie, The Last Movie Star, which stars Burt Reynolds, Ariel Winter, and Chevy Chase. And she actually also cameoed in that movie. She had a small role. Yeah, so that's awesome, isn't it?
That's class.
And last thing, this is what I love because I love this venue. She's performed at the Grand Ole Opry. And if you love country music, you know what the Grand Ole Opry is. And we're just thrilled to have Jamie on the show and be listening to one of her tracks because, as you can tell by that small clip, it's so good straight away. And right off the bat, I just want to say how much I love the guitar tone. Straight away, as soon as it comes in, it's like, oh, I like that so much. Just awesome. Just, it sounds to me like it's like a Vox AC30, because it's like just about coming in. It's like just distorting over the line, which is a really fine line, and the AC30 does that well. And fun fact of the day is Brian May from Queen uses a Vox AC30. Well, he actually uses a wall of Vox AC30s. But if it's good enough for Brian May, it's good enough for anyone. And
class.
It's just one of the best amps you can get, especially for this kind of tone. And they just dialed it in beautifully.
I'm impressed that you picked that up. Like, I would never be able to listen to a guitar tone and be like, oh, that's a Marshall or an Orange amp. Like,
it sounds to me like it's a Vox AC30 that's just distorting, and it's beautiful, really is. And I wanted to move along to the vocal performance and melody. I know that Andy's the lyric man, so I'm going to touch upon the lyrics a little bit, but I'll let him really dive in. And I just want to say how much I love the melody. From the get-go, it's so catchy, and it moves. So it takes lots of interesting turns, the melody, not like this is how you can tell when someone's a really good songwriter, is the melody is kind of unusual but so good. And the lyrics are they're just a storyteller's lyrics, and that's like the biggest compliment I can give you. There's one line that I wanted to pull out of there. It's, once he starts cheating, he won't stop cheating. The one before me had dark hair too, just like you. It's like, that line alone tells you exactly what the song's about.
Yeah,
and
totally.
What I like about songwriters like Jamie is they can really paint a picture of the story. So when you listen to it, you can, as you as the listener, develop faces for the characters in the story of the song, which is like, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Like
totally.
when she sings it, I'm like, I can see like the dark hair silhouette. I can follow the story completely, and
you can see the episode in Nashville.
Exactly, you can.
That would come in from it. Yeah,
and it's just what a fantastic song. We'll leave links in the description. It'll be in our Spotify playlist as usual.
Totally.
But you've got to check out the entire song because the whole song is amazing, and I couldn't speak any highly of the track than saying that. It's like, what a wonderful storyteller, amazing song. And like every week, Andy and I try and take something that we might have added to the songwriting session or production booth if we were there, just to give you like an idea of what different people can bring to different elements of the music. And I had to run through this track with a fine-tooth comb to find something that I would have added or maybe changed or just like interpreted your own ideas. But for me, the cymbal in the chorus could have been tamed slightly. It's slightly washy, but again, it's hyper critical. It's just something that I would have checked out if I was in the booth, and just maybe, usually when, again, cymbals are so hard. I've said it a million times, cymbals are so hard to tame. Usually you have to go in with the tiniest EQ notches. Usually when I do it, it's around like the 600 to 700 hertz, maybe 3 to 4K, 12K. All have like little notches taken out, and there's plugins like Soothe. I don't know if you've heard of Soothe. It's by a company called Oak Sound, but
good plugin.
It's like a dynamic processor compressor thing that kind of takes that harsh resonance away from things, resonance suppressing. So super good plugin, but again, you'd never notice it unless I had to listen to it a few times. But I love the song, really do. I know I say it every week and every song, but the quality is just so good that we're listening to. Yeah. And another great thing about Jamie is she has her own songwriting workshop where she'll work with you on your songs and develop your ideas. And as you can tell, she's highly accredited, Grammy-nominated, say no more. And she's been kind enough to offer Songwriters Lounge listeners 10% off. So all you need to do is go to www.songtherapyonline.com, use code Songwriters Lounge, and away you go, right in your next hit and getting someone like Jamie to listen to it. So that's enough of me. I'm not going to ramble on anymore. Andy, what do you think?
No, I loved the hard panned instrumentation. I think in this track in particular, I really liked the sense of space that the track had, particularly at the start when it's just she's building that kind of raw emotion and setting the quite dark tone of this story, you know. And what was quite unusual for me is, see the drums, they were very like hard panned in the right channel in that verse, which I don't really tend to come across that very much. Usually your drums are quite standard, you know, you've got your kick and your snare down the absolute middle for that kind of mono compatibility. But what it did do was moved everything out away from her voice. So you just got like that absolute clarity. There was no overlapping there because there was nothing there to overlap. So it was quite good as well, because I quite liked the way it made me think that I was standing watching the band, or, you know, right in front of me and all their different positions, as if, you know, I was looking at them in the studio and the drums were over in the right corner. The electric guitar that you hear at the very start was in your left corner. She was right in front of you in the mic.
Hard
and
left.
That kind of, it's sort of, I really liked that sense of space, and that the reverb that everything used really kind of, it just gave it that depth and that like real kind of, that really live performance feel. Really liked the close harmonies in her build. So vocally, she does these kind of harmonies as she starts to build that drive just before it kind of climaxes in the little snippet that we played. But her close harmonies, they're a bit odd, but not in a negative way. They're very, very well matched to like her lead vocal line, but they're not like your typical just like thirds and fifths. I think they're quite like intricate. That's what came across anyway. Love the slide guitar. As you know, we're a big fan of the slide guitar.
Always.
And I don't know if you got this, but do you think that the slide guitar was double? There was like, it was the same slide guitar, but there was like two in the middle. So for me, I don't know if it's me imagining things. I could be wrong here, but there was like two slide guitar audio of the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it had that kind of natural phasing effect as well, which I quite liked.
It was very thick, so you could be right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, I could be wrong, but that's just what I picked up. Lyrics, yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes, guys.
So very, very clear picture of the warning asshole ahead type scenario where she's just like, this guy, don't touch him with a barge pole because he'll use you and then he'll find a new girl, and manipulate you like a deck of cards, guys. So whoever that character is in that song, I don't like him.
Don't like
him.
him.
I think that's what she's after.
He's no friend of mine.
He's no friend of mine. And yeah, that's really kind of my main takeaways there. The only negative, well, not even negative, the only thing I would have said is, as much as I quite like the drums being in that hard kind of right channel, I'm just a sucker for keeping the kick and the snare in particular in the centre. Now, it did come into the centre when that big kind of the kind of big energy developed in the track. So they did bring those elements of the drums into the centre like you would typically expect. I don't know, just for me, I think it would have sat better, particularly the kick in that build-up section just staying in the middle. But that's just, I guess, for me to add extra low-end drive when she's starting to kind of bring in the drums and bring in that energy and that drive up to the real kind of power element of the song. So that's really it. That's just a kind of, it would bring it more into the rock field, I understand. So the mixing choice to have it hard panned like that, it isn't wrong. It is quite, I feel, right for the style that she's obviously got to her genre and whatnot. It's just a personal preference. So yeah.
Exactly.
That's about it.
Love the song, really do.
So brilliant song, brilliant songwriter, and brilliant deal for you guys to go check out if you do want to enlist her help. I mean, quite a bit of
quite a statement as well. If you say someone like Jamie's name helped you write the song.
Yeah, totally. Like if you've had a bit of coaching from someone like that, get it on that CV.
Oh yeah, I would.